Cupcakes, and today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make vegan chocolate peanut butter cupcakes. I've been getting a lot of requests for tutorials on vegan cupcakes, so today I'm going to show you how to make them. They're really good. It's one of my best-selling flavors that I offer on my menu. So the first thing that you need to do before you get started is preheat your oven to 350. You can't see my oven in the shop, but it's being preheated. The second thing that you need to do is get yourself a drink. I like to drink beer when I bake cupcakes. If you know me personally, you know I like to do a lot of things while I drink beer. So we're going to set up our cocktail. I'm on a diet, so I have to drink light beer right now. It's depressing. I'm getting married soon, so gotta look in the wedding dress. And since I eat cupcakes, I have to watch the beer. So let me get my drink set up, move my lines out of the way because we don't need those for the cupcakes. Okay, so to get started, I have all the ingredients that you need listed in the comment section. I've already pre-measured some of my dry ingredients to save time. So I have everything in here but the cocoa powder. I know you can't really see it, but I'm going to whisk it together until it's combined. First you're going to take a sip of your drink too. Delicious. So you're going to whisk together your dry ingredients. I whisked them before I put the cocoa powder in a little bit. And then I'm going to add my cocoa powder. So sometimes cocoa powder can get really clumpy when you put it in, so I like to sift it first before I add it into my batter, otherwise you get lumps and that's really annoying. So we're going to sift our cocoa powder right into the bowl. This is actually dark chocolate cocoa powder. I like it better in the chocolate cupcakes because it brings out a richer chocolate flavor, but it's really hard to find sometimes, so if you can't find dark chocolate cocoa powder, you can just use regular. But my cupcakes are going to come out pretty dark because of the dark chocolate cocoa powder. Okay, so you're just going to put your cocoa in, and you're going to whisk it up. Another thing that I really like about this recipe is that you don't need a stand mixer. You can mix literally everything into one bowl. It's really nice. Not too many dishes to do, so that's also good. So you want to whisk it all together like this, so it's just like a uniform mixture. Whisk it really well. Okay, so once your dry ingredients look like this, you're going to put your wet ingredients in. I've pre-measured, again, a couple of things ahead of time to save myself some time here. So I'm going to add 2 cups of water, 2/3 of a cup of canola oil, to the side, and then vanilla and vinegar, which I did not pre-measure. So measure out 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 2 teaspoons of vinegar. And I'm using apple cider vinegar, but you can use any kind of vinegar. Okay, now you want to take your whisk again, and all your wet ingredients are in, so you want to whisk it up. And at this point, a spatula can possibly come in handy to help get the extra stuff off the sides. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a whisk, and then I'll scrape down the sides, so I make sure everything is evenly mixed together. Set this to the side. So I really want to make sure I scrape the edges of my bowl. If you can see what I'm doing here, I'm like too short to see over this counter. You want to make sure you scrape down the sides so you get all the ingredients evenly blended. So after we scrape down, we're going to whisk it again. Whisking till it's smooth. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Probably have some beer while I do this. Seems like a good idea to me. Okay, we're almost all ready here. So it's going to be a little bit lumpy, a little bit of lumps are okay. You just don't want it to be super lumpy. Okay, so we have our delicious batter. I like to taste it to make sure that I didn't forget the sugar, because I've done that once or twice before. So let's see how it tastes. It's delicious. Wash down with some beer. Beer and cupcakes are 2 of my favorite things in the world, if you didn't know that already about me. Okay, so our batter is ready to be scooped. I've already done my pan with the liners. This is going to make 24 cupcakes, so I need to make another pan, but I'll do that while they're baking. To get even cupcakes, I like to use one of these. If in restaurant terms, they're called dishers. I got this at Target. It's more of like a melon baller size, so for cupcakes, if you go to a restaurant supply store, they sell bigger ones. For right now, I'm going to use this, so I'm going to probably have to do 2 scoops, but this is a good way to get even cupcakes. Another way to get even cupcakes is if you have a measuring cup like this with a spout, you can pour an even amount of batter into each pan, make them look a little bit more originally made if they're all the same size. So we're just going to scoop these guys. And you want to fill the liners half full for this recipe because if you fill them more, they're going to explode. And you don't want that. So fill your liners half full, and we're going to stick them in the oven. And try to do this kind of fast. You don't have to sit here and watch me talk while I do this. I'm making a huge mess, but that's nothing new for me. Okay, so I'm going to scoop the rest of these off, and I will see you guys in a little bit. And then we're going to put them in the oven. Bake them for about 17 to 20 minutes at 350 degrees. So I will come back in a little bit, and then we're going to work on our peanut butter frosting. It's going to be awesome. See you guys shortly. So our cupcakes are done. They're out of the oven, and I've also finished my first beer. So now I've moved on to my second one. I drank all the Bud Light. Oh well, regular beer time. So now we're going to make peanut butter buttercream to top our delicious chocolate cupcakes. When I do vegan frostings, I like to use Crisco butter sticks because it's the most realistic substitute I've found to actual butter. So you don't get that weird shortening taste on your mouth if you use vegetable shortening. You're also going to need peanut butter, vanilla extract, and powdered sugar. So you want to cream a half a cup of Crisco stick and a half a cup of peanut butter in your mixer. I've already done that at the same time, so there's a shot. Once you get it creamed, you want to keep your mixer going. You want to cream it till it's fluffy for like 2 to 3 minutes maybe. I'm trying to talk loud enough so you can hear me. Then you want to take your powdered sugar, and you want to use between 3 and 5 cups of powdered sugar total. I don't really measure my powdered sugar, I kind of do it to taste, so you can add as much or as little as you want, and it also depends on if you want to pipe the icing on the top of the cupcake or not. If you're just going to spread it with a knife, it can be softer, but if you want to pipe it, you're going to need to add more powdered sugar to hold up the consistency. So once you get to a point where your Crisco and your peanut butter is creamed, you're going to just start slowly adding in powdered sugar. So I'm just going to kind of start dumping it in, and we'll see how it goes. And try not to spill it everywhere. Oops. Just kidding. Spoke too soon, I guess. Alright, so let's get that going. I'll show you a shot of what it should look like when it gets more creamed. Don't turn your mix on too high because you're going to have powdered sugar everywhere. I do that like every day. So, yeah, don't do that. It's a big mess. So, I'm going to show you right now what it looks like because there's not enough liquid in the bowl, so if there's not enough liquid, it starts to get crumbly. Okay, so if it looks like this, it's because it does not have enough liquid in it. So, we're just going to turn it back on, and I'm going to add some water. And you don't want to add too much water because powdered sugar loves liquid, so it's going to start doing this really quickly, and if you add too much water, it's hard to bring it back from being too runny. So now it's looking better. Turn it up, and then you want to just cream it until it's a smooth consistency. So I'm going to scrape down the bowl really quick, and I'll do it. Okay, so once I get to this point, I'm going to scrape down the bowl again, and I'll come show you what it's looking like. You can also add more peanut butter than a half a cup if you like. It just kind of depends on how peanut buttery you want the icing to be. So that's also another option. Before I forget, and our icing will be almost finished. So we just want to add a teaspoon of vanilla. I've already made a mess. Alright, add a teaspoon of vanilla. And let's check. So the consistency looks pretty good for me for piping, but I also haven't tasted it, so let's taste it. Let's see what it tastes like. Good job. Good job, Diana. It's really peanut buttery. Awesome. So, I don't want to add anything else because it's the sweetness and the consistency that I want. But if you want it to be really sweet, you can add the rest of this powdered sugar. But I added about 3/4 of a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar. So, I can give you a ballpark. So I think that's about 5 to 6 cups of powdered sugar. So once your frosting looks like this, I'll show you guys. I know the camera angles aren't that great, but this is what it should look like. Put your spatula in it. Shouldn't be runny. Should be like this. Hard to shake it off so you know you can pipe it. Getting frosting everywhere. With vegan frosting, it's a little bit tricky, like I said, because it doesn't have butter in it. So it's hard to find a good replacement for the butter that you normally have. Vegans, oh vegans. I love you guys. You're awesome. I couldn't do it. Cheese is like my favorite. So our cupcakes are cool. I moved the camera so you can hopefully see me a little better. Just need to get my beer in the frame. Okay. Better. Alright, so we're going to fill our pastry bag, or Ziploc bag, I guess. I like to cup it like this, fold the edges down so it doesn't get all over the place, and then just make sure your piping tip is in the corner. And we're just going to take a spatula and put some batter in here. Just like this. And close it up. So you want to then squeeze all your frosting into the corner. And have some beer. So I'll try to do this so you guys can see me. I'm just going to take my bag and apply a medium amount of pressure. I'm going to squeeze into the middle, and then I'm going to go around like this in a circle and pull up. And that's how you ice the cupcake. So we'll stick that on our tower, and I'll do this one too. So I'm just going to go in the circle like this, go around, and pull up at that. Well, that's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining me to learn how to make these delicious vegan chocolate peanut butter cupcakes. They are quite delicious, I must say so myself. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you for my next episode. Bye!